Alright, let's start.
Okay, good morning judges, good morning everyone. So we are team M3W. I think everyone's pronouncing it like that, but it's actually supposed to be pronounced as new. Okay, so our application is me at NUS, and here we go, here's our presentation. So before we start our presentation, I'd like everyone here to meet this person. He is called Henry. He is a very typical NUS student. So after matriculation and orientation and everything, right? So he has to start concentrating on getting his modules done up and everything. So let's see what he has to say. Okay, so right now Henry is having a little problem. He has to go through multiple clicks to obtain certain school information. For example, let's see, if he wants to go into the module information, take a look at who his lecturers are for the module, he has to log into IVLE. Then he goes into his workspace, and then from the workspace he'll have to click on the module to find out his lecturers, who his lecturers are, the module information, prerequisites, etc. And then next, after he sees the module, he probably might want to go and look at the announcements. So he has to go back to the workspace again, and then he has to click on announcements to get announcements and probably other stuff too. So the other thing that Henry is concerned about is that after getting all the modules done, often he has to arrange his timetable, and often typical NUS students, we usually arrange our timetable with Excel, and it's a very tedious process. So and also sometimes we also print out hard copies, and with hard copies sometimes you lose it or you leave it somewhere. So it's actually difficult to bring around, as tedious. Okay. So after setting up the modules and everything, he meets the lecturer for the first time in the lecture. So let's see, this is his lecturer. He's actually taking BSP 201, which is a macroecons module. And the lecturer, Partha Chatterjee. But the lecturer said in his first lecture, he mentioned about his consultation hours. He mentioned about the module weightage, how much for midterms, how much for project work and everything. But Henry, being a typical NUS student, he forgets immediately after the lecture. He goes out to party, whatever. So he can't remember what the consultation hours are, how much the weightage is for the exam. So come midterms, he finds it hard to remember, and he has to go back all the way to lecture 1, click on the lecture slides and go through all the slides to take a look again. Okay? And next, when we have modules, we confirm we'll have project meetings. So with project meetings, often Henry has to collaborate with different people from different modules all the time. So they go through SMSs, they go through emails, they go through calling on the phone. So it's a lot of different channels just to arrange one group meeting or to just disseminate some information. Like, let's say he has found a research topic, he wants to tell it to everyone. So sometimes it can get very confusing for him. Also, because Henry is a very popular person, he has 1,230,943 contacts in his iPhone. So he has to go through and find, he has to think, oh, who's this friend? I don't really know his name, but he has to go and manually find for his friend again. So Henry is actually, the current solutions are actually very fragmented and separate. So you can see he goes to IVLE, he goes to his calendar to organize. Sometimes he brings hard copy of organizers and all sorts of things. So what you need is, for a typical NUS student, is an integrated platform for all his school needs. So this is where our application, Me at NUS, comes in. So first of all, before we begin on the application, why did we choose an iPhone application, not an iPad application? Okay, so Henry, being a typical student, has limited funds. He only has an iPhone, but not even enough money for an iPad, right? So just a question out there, how many of you have iPhones? Just one? Yeah, I'm sure majority of you have it, right? How about iPads? Okay, the number is significantly lesser, I would say. So, yeah, one consideration is that we will want to reach a greater number of users, because we are catering this for actually a typical NUS student to go about his school life, any information that he needs. Okay? And also the next thing is that the iPhone is more suitable for you to access information on the move, as I will illustrate later on. But nobody stands in the MRT or walks around with an iPad and nobody does that lah. Okay, so let's move on. Me at NUS, we have three main focus. It's for notification, organization, and connectivity. So for notification, for the module information, we like to provide convenient reference on the go for module information just in case he needs to refer to anything. And also for announcements, he can get the latest updates on the go wherever he is. So let's illustrate how this might happen. So as I previously said, Henry has to go through multiple clicks just to get what he wants, right? And then right now with the application, he can get all the information in one app. He can access modules that he's taking right now. He can get the description, announcements, lecturers, friends, everything. So Henry's very happy. Okay. So, and also for announcements, right, you can just refresh the app as and when you want. And then you can just view the announcements offline, online, on the go, in the app, on the phone. So he's also very happy. Okay. So for organization, the timetable, now we have a problem with the timetable, which is like what I illustrated earlier on. You have to either manually do it or carry on around hard copies, right? So for organization, right, the timetable, we provide easy viewing of when and where the classes are. So how do we illustrate this? Okay, this is a problem that Henry faces. So for this one, under the schedule tab, you can actually see your schedule for the day. So you see all your lectures, your tutorials, and it actually counts down and tells you how long more to your lecture or how long more you have left to your lecture. So you can easily assess the schedule for the day and also allows the students to plan their time wisely. For example, there is 5 more hours to the seminar. Maybe he can chunk his project in that 5 hours or something, you know. Okay, nobody's laughing, but it's okay. Okay, so Henry's very happy with it. Now for user-generated information, Henry can actually annotate additional information and he can also keep track of assignments and meetings. So how is this going to happen? Previously, our dear lecturer of product strategy, he can't remember the consultation hours, he can't remember the module weightage. So now, with our app, we actually have this remarks column for them to input like any additional information that they want to remember, like consultation hours or the remarks weightage, so that any time during the semester he can just refer to it in the app straight away, so you can never forget anything. Yep. And also for this, we have a task tab. So Henry can actually keep track of his homework, meetings, research, papers to do, and everything. So he can organize his assignments and tasks according to how he wants it to be. There's due dates reminders to remind him, so there's no reason for him to forget to do an assignment. Okay. And he can also manage his workflows. For example, we have a search bar. So let's say if he's doing research at that point of time, he can actually like search for research. So all the research stuff will come out, and then he can do his research all in one, or meetings, so that he can get an overview of what he has to do. And lastly, connectivity or communication. Henry can, our app actually allows you to broadcast. For example, you can email and SMS friends in a module all at once. And also for tutors and lecturers, you can directly contact them through our application here at NUS. So let's illustrate this. So previously, there's all these communication devices. It's everywhere. You have to go to the computer for email. Okay, sometimes you can do it on your phone now. You can have to SMS and call and everything. And also he has to look through like thousands of contact friends to find the few 5 friends that's in his project group. So right now, you can actually organize friends according to your modules. So for example, this ICMC M3W4 module, you can organize the friends in there. So you can actually select the friends who are in the project group, and then you can mass email them or SMS directly from the application. Also, the contacts will actually be reflected in your contact list in the phone, so you actually won't lose the contacts. Yep. So this actually facilitates coordination of meetings and information dissemination. Any simple ones are yeah. And also, our dear lecturer, you can send an email or call his phone directly from the app. Let's say if you think of something and you might want to ask immediately, you can just do it on the go from your phone. So Henry is very happy. So with that, we have come to the demonstration part. I'll pass it on to Wicket. It's okay.
So people review one TV.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you, Sammy, for the wonderful presentation regarding Henry. Now I'll show you how to actually use the app and use it in the way that Henry uses it. So when you actually enter the screen in the first glance, you'll see your daily schedule. Like what Sheng has mentioned before, you can see how long more you have for your classes, your tutorials, and how long more to the next one. This is the main screen that we have for today. If you have nothing, you'll have a nice day. I believe most of us will be more interested in the module section where we will be organizing all of our items together. So let's head on to the modules tab. Basically, in the modules tab, we will include all the modules that the individual is taking in the semester itself. For example, in this case, we'll be taking these 4 modules, M3W 1, 2, 3, and 4. To get the announcements on the go, like what Sheng has mentioned, simply just swipe it like this and release. You'll update all of your announcements immediately. Alternatively, you can head into the app, into the modules itself, click on the announcements, and swipe over here. This will update only one announcement though. So if you really only want one announcement to be updated, just head over here. And I believe that you have already seen that these modules are color coded. We have 8 color codes that you can change accordingly to your needs. So it's up to you how you want to customize these items. And like what Sandy has mentioned, a typical NUS student has to go into IBLE to check out module descriptions, announcements, etc. Go through a phone, whatever. Now here, you just 2 tabs. You can see the aims and objectives, the prerequisites, schedule, synopsis, everything in IBLE. Furthermore, like what Sheng has mentioned before, you can annotate bits of information that you'll easily forget in lectures. Like for example, class participation. Like for example, in the previous case, you will forget your module weightage. So maybe class participation 20%, final exam 30%, whatever. You remember here, and you can access it immediately without any hesitation. You can find it, you know where it is. Finding your lecturers and your friends is a very simple feat. Like if you go to lecturers, you'll see all the lecturers and tutors that's available for your module. Head into the lecturers, you can send an email directly, or you can call the phone if you have one included. And you can also annotate consultation hours. As for friends, simply hit the friends section. To add a friend, click the add tab. You can either add a new contact, where normally when you first meet the person, you want to add a new contact. It will be registered over here and into the iPhone contacts list itself. And you can also select from the reverse book, like I'll select Matthew here to be included in my modules. To select, maybe if you want to select either one or 2 of them, simply check the checkboxes and you can SMS or email according to your needs. You can select all this, select all button. Oops. Oops. Sorry about that. That's a select all button. And if there are any important information that you want to communicate through your friends, and it cannot be done so by SMS, simply click and call the person. Okay? Now I'll head over to the task section where we organize all the information that we have for the school needs. In this section, you can have all your to-dos, assignments, your projects, your meetings, final examination reminders, everything. To add a new task, simply click the Add button as well. Enter the title. Final exam. What module? You can tag a module to make sure that this exam, you know that this exam is suited for which module. For example, I'll tag M3W 4. The venue, you can enter the venue, the due date, maybe 31st July. You'll set a reminder 1 quarter hours before, half an hour before, an hour before, or a day before. It's up to you. Or you can actually customize your reminders yourself. And you can also enter remarks over here, like for example, what is the exam required? Which part? From what chapters to what chapters? It's up to you where you want to annotate these bits of information according to your needs. And in this case, since we are talking about final exams, maybe you don't really want it to be in the assignments because it constantly reminds you of, oh, there's an exam coming up in like a month, which is quite a long way ago, or quite a long way away. So maybe you would like to turn it off in the assignments. For this, the final exam will not be shown in the assignments tab, but however, it will be shown in the calendar tab, where you can see that actually on the 1st of July, there's a final exam. So it's up to you whether you want to choose to display it in the calendar tab or the assignments tab. Similarly, in the calendar tab, you can also create events, and you can choose whether to show them in either one. Now let's head back to the task. Like what was mentioned before, you can actually search for anything you want. Module codes, titles, depending on what you input. So this helps the students select what they want and what, like maybe even due dates. This is already in due dates, but you can select the modules, assignments, homework. And to finish an object, simply check the task and you'll be shown in the completed list. To procrastinate or even delete your task, just press edit. You can sort your assignments around, change the due dates, and you'll be automatically changed. To delete, simply press the delete button and delete. Or if you want to select everything, you can select all and purge it. Now notice that there are two tinges of colors, the light yellow and the normal white background. The light yellow background displays tasks that are already overdue. So you know that, oh, actually this is what I have to do right now. Now let's head back to the calendar app where you can see all your information. In this case, this calendar will show all your classes and everything that's in the IVLE. This eliminates the problem of a student having to transfer the things to Excel and print out the timetable for the whole week.
This calendar,
Sorry?
How do you get the information of the timetable inside?
It's being put from IVLE.
It's being ported from IVLE. We pull the information from IVLE and port it into our calendar. This information will be shown in the schedule function.
Okay.
But basically, this in our current one is not shown because there's nothing for today.
So you always only show the current month?
Sorry?
You only show the current month?
The schedule page will show the current date.
The calendar will...
The calendar will show you the monthly view. Okay, then this is it for a very simple demo of our application, Me at NUS. Now, I pass it on to Xiangli to continue with the presentation.
Okay, thank you, Wikiet. After after looking at the demo, we have already come out with the application and things like that, but we feel that there might be further enhancements that can be made, which were we did not do because due to time constraints. Okay, so one of the future enhancements that we are thinking of doing is that weekly calendar view. So that means it's an ideal. So from the calendar view, probably if you tilt it, you get to see the weekly view, so you can tell your timetable at a glance. So for the whole week, so you know you can help plan it. It's easier to view than the calendar view when you're looking at for your timetable. Okay. And another enhancement is that, of course, we will look into expanding the application for iPad. So because for iPad, you can get, the space is bigger, you get more room to play around with more things. So probably some of the features can actually be more fine-tuned and be more user-friendly. And also, the last but not least, we have access to past archive modules, because usually when we do IBLE and everything, once the semester is over, we think that the data is lost forever, but it isn't, right? Okay, so sometimes you might want to refer to past modules to see like lecturers, or maybe someone asks you, like your junior comes to you and, hey, you took BSP 201 in your first year, right? So can you let me know like what is it about the project and what, all those kind of things, minor details. It's just in case. So yep, with that we have come to the end of our presentation. We at NUS, making life simple, so we're open up for questions.
Can you plug me the phone? Show me the calendars. Can you click today?
Today.
Go to one where you have schedule. No,
Go to
Calendar, take 21.
No, okay, 21.
Click 21, click today.
Click today. Today will be 19. You go back to 19. Because today is the 19.
Okay, the thing is, why can't you integrate your schedule into your calendar?
Sorry?
Why can't you integrate your schedule into your calendar?
As in the schedule will be integrated to the calendar.
Yeah.
So whatever that's on today will be shown in the schedule.
Yeah, so my point is, why can't you integrate your schedule into your calendar instead of putting a separate tab for it?
I think
If
that's
I click
because
on that, they have maybe a full screen one like what your
that's right.
schedule is.
Because here the monthly view takes up a lot of space.
Yeah, I think you know on the iPhone, real estate is quite important. I'm sure you can find a better use for one of the tabs than the
Yes, I understand. But currently what we have in mind is that if you have a lot of information stored in your calendar, you may have ventured far away in the future or to the past. And this Today tab actually brings it back to now, so you can actually sort of plan your activities better and you can go to the nearby weeks faster. This is currently is one of, but obviously we will think about it more in the future as well.
This calendar here, it's not the iPhone calendar, right?
No, it keeps your timetable and your own events for school separate from your iPhone calendar. So you need to use this app to access.
This reminder, will it be?
Yes, it will.
It will be.
Even if the application is not open.
So, are you saying that if I do have an habit to also keep things in my own personal iPhone native calendar,
It will not show up here.
it will not show up here? How
It will
about,
not show up.
will this show up in my native?
No, it does not. Because we store additional information that is not some of the fields in the native app. So we need our own separate data.
So I will have to toggle between these two calendars.
Yeah, basically we want to keep school information separate from our personal information.
Well, personally, for me, right, for this screen, I would add the additional list view to make it easier to see. Because right now I'm tapped every day to see this thing. But imagine if I can just have the iPhone has several ways of the native calendar allows you to view by listing as well. That would be perfect for this one. So I can switch between calendar. If my events are sparse like this, it doesn't matter, I can click. But imagine every day I have a lot of events, it's easier to view by listing immediately. And that would be a good way to look at all your.
That can be a
Yeah,
feature
that
enhancement.
could be a
That could be a good enhancement.
And like what I just said, we wanted a tilt to the whole weekly, so you can list view for the whole week.
Correct. Personally, for me, I mean, even my tilt, right, I'm still seeing boxes, so I don't think it's so much easier to see than a full list completely.
Any more questions from anyone else?
Okay, for your task, that's just one last thing.
Yes.
I'm sure this app, because it's not just a personal app, it's like for collaborative activities also. Is there a way to share like a task or a calendar event with your friends?
Currently, that doesn't exist now. It's possible that we can explore that.
One thing also is there's a page where you list all the modules or all the classes that you're supposed to attend, right?
Yes.
So under that one, I thought it would be cool if you can incorporate, other than the countdown timing, there's one that has a countdown.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, other than that, it would be great if you can incorporate a push notification, just internal will do. So like maybe like 15 minutes before your class starts, it just pops up and say your next class is going to start. Because I normally wouldn't. Sorry. I wouldn't be checking all the time. So if I can leave it in the background and let it remind me, it's better than me always viewing it. Yeah. So that's a very simple enhancement, but it makes the app so much more useful.
Any more questions?
Judges?